Hello, we meet again along the bending road. Remember, no matter where you go in life, two things are for certain. You will eventually come to a bend in your road, and God will always see you through. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. You can also click the subscribe button so that you'll know when I upload my next video. In this way, we work together to encourage one another as we travel life and navigate the bends in our road. Hi, welcome back to the Bending Road. I am glad that you can be with me on this very special day, the day after Christmas. I hope you've had a wonderful Christmas celebration, and if you are still celebrating as we are, I pray that you will find that peace and joy that is the spirit of Christmas. I've been sharing with you during the Advent season some of my favorite hymns, and I think it's very appropriate that today I share I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. I think this is one of the most moving Christmas carols that we have. This was written by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and he based this on Micah 5:5. Now, Micah was one of the Old Testament prophets, and as they all did, he was letting Israel know that Messiah would come. Messiah would come. Just wait. And he says in verse 5, in chapter 5, and he, Messiah, will be their peace. Now, Henry Longfellow lived during the horrible time of the Civil War, and with heaviness of heart, he put his thoughts on paper to create this fine carol. And he was a member of the Unitarian Church, but he really maintained this strong belief that God's goodness and God's personal concern for his people would bring peace. This song was written in 1864 for a Sunday school class in Boston, Massachusetts. It originally had 7 stanzas and was titled Christmas Bells. The references to the Civil War were prevalent, and those are the verses that we omit today. But the plain, direct wording of the present 5 stanzas gives us a clear message. It reminds us that God is still in command, and in his own time, he will cause the right to triumph and will bring peace and goodwill once more. The beautiful chiming bells of Christmas Day reassure us of this important truth, and should, no matter what time of year it is, remind us of God's peace on earth. Henry Longfellow's life was shaken 18 years after he wrote this poem. His second wife, to whom he was very devoted, was tragically burned in a fire, and her death was absolutely devastating. In his remaining years, he continued to write. However, some of his greatest works came during this difficult period of life. After his death, his bust was placed in the Poets' Corner of the London's Westminster Abbey as one of the immortal American writers. I think some of our greatest words come out of that deep, deep sense of despair, of hurt, of pain, but also of joy. And God can use those words to remind the world of who he is and what he will do. I want to share with you today the 7 original verses of this hymn, and I don't think they need any more elaboration. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. I thought how, as the day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair, I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then from each black, accursed mouth, the cannon thundered in the south, and with the sound, the carols drowned of peace on earth, goodwill to men. It was as if an earthquake rent the hearthstones of a continent and made forlorn the households born of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Yet pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. Till ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day, a voice, a chime, a chant sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to men. What amazing words. As our world turns from night to day with the light of Jesus Christ, may we hear that resounding call of peace on earth, goodwill to all. This is a blessed promise of Christmas. It is the antidote for fear or panic that may enter our lives. I pray for you today that the glorious sounds of Christmas will remind you of the truth. And no matter what is happening in your world around you, that you would know peace on earth. The peace that Jesus gives, not as the world gives, but by his presence with you. Have a very Merry Christmas. I am so glad we can work together along this journey. I would love it if you would connect with me on social media or on my website at bendingroad.weebly.com. Let me know how I can pray for you as you navigate the bends in your road. And I pray that when you see the bend in your road, you will not be afraid, but will take the hand of God and keep walking. You are not alone. We'll see you next week on the Bending Road.